My name is James Carter, and for 10 years, I carried a secret that made my own brother hate me. Everyone believed I betrayed him, even my own family turned against me. But what they didn't know was that I was the reason my brother still had a future. I watched the person I loved most destroy my name, my reputation, and everything I built, and I said nothing. Because sometimes, the truth you hide to protect someone can become the same truth that destroys you. Before everything fell apart, my brother Michael was the person I loved most in this world. When we lost our parents, I knew I had to step up and become the person Michael could depend on. I wasn't just his brother anymore. I became his protector. We didn't have much money, but I promised myself Michael would have the opportunities one never had. James gives Michael the last portion of food from their dinner. I never wanted anything from Michael in return. Seeing him succeed was enough for me. Back then, I believed my brother and I would always stand together, no matter what happened. While Michael was chasing his dreams, I was working every day to make sure he never had to give up. There were nights when I came home tired, but I still smiled because I knew I was building his future. James quietly places money for Michael's school expenses on the table. I gave up things I wanted because I believed my brother's dreams were worth the sacrifice. Michael always told me he would never forget what I did for him. Michael hugs James and promises to make him proud. At that moment, I thought nothing could ever come between us. I didn't know that success would slowly change the person I sacrificed everything for. After years of struggle, the opportunity one prayed for finally came for Michael. I watched him walk into a new world, and I felt like all my sacrifices had finally been worth it. James waves goodbye as Michael enters his new life. Years passed, and the little brother I protected became a successful man. I was proud of him, but I started noticing something I never expected: he was becoming distant. James calls Michael, but Michael does not answer. I tried to convince myself that he was just busy, but deep down, I felt something between us was changing. The brother who once needed me started acting like he no longer knew me. I didn't know it yet, but this was the beginning of the betrayal that would change my life forever. I never imagined that the biggest threat to our relationship would come from a lie someone else created. Someone told Michael a story about me, a story that was never true. Michael looks at the documents that create doubt about me. I didn't know that while I was still praying for my brother's success, he was starting to believe I was his enemy. Michael started seeing my kindness as a weakness instead of the sacrifice it really was. Michael decides to confront me. I still remember the day Michael came to me, not as my little brother, but as someone who had already judged me. I had no idea that conversation would be the moment my entire world would change. The day I never thought would come finally arrived. My own brother stood against me in front of people who once respected me. When I looked at Michael, I didn't see my little brother anymore. I saw someone who believed I had betrayed him. Michael places documents on the table and begins accusing me. I wanted to explain everything. I wanted to tell them the truth, but I remembered the promise I made years ago. Everyone thought my silence was proof that I was guilty. I watched Michael walk away from me. At that moment, I lost the person I spent my whole life protecting. But what Michael didn't know was that I stayed silent because I was still protecting him. After that day, everyone looked at me differently, but nobody knew the reason behind my silence. My own brother hated me, but I still refused to reveal the truth. I opened the old box where I kept the truth hidden. Inside that box was the truth that could have changed everything. Years earlier, I discovered something about Michael's future that could have destroyed everything he worked for. I had two choices: protect my own name or protect my brother's future. I chose to hide the truth and protect Michael. I knew people would hate me, but I could live with that if Michael could keep his dreams alive. The world saw my silence as weakness, but I knew it was my greatest sacrifice. For months, I lived with the pain of losing my brother, while Michael continued believing the lie about me. But the truth has a way of finding its path, no matter how long it stays hidden. Michael receives information that makes him question everything. For the first time, Michael wondered if the brother he blamed was actually the brother who protected him. Michael searches through old records to discover that. Then he found the evidence that revealed the sacrifice I had made for him. Everything he believed about me started falling apart. The man he thought betrayed him was the man who sacrificed everything for him. Michael decides he must face me and apologize. I never expected to see Michael standing at my door again, not after everything that happened. For the first time in years, my brother looked at me and saw the truth instead of the lie. Michael finally understood that the person he accused was the person who loved him the most. Michael breaks down and apologizes to me. I forgave my brother, not because what happened didn't hurt, but because I refused to let anger destroy the love we once had. My name is James Carter, and this is the lesson I learned: sometimes the person you judge the most may be the person who sacrificed the most for you.